got back from 3 weeks in Europe with my sister and our friend, and here are some tips that helped us so much. We completely planned our trip on our own, so if you're planning on going to Europe anytime soon, hopefully these will help you. First things first, finding a phone plan was one of the hardest parts for me to figure out. Some of my friends told me to do a SIM card while others told me to do my phone's international plan. However, I would highly recommend doing the international phone plan. We all have Verizon and paid $100 for high-speed 5G internet and had no issues the entire time. And unless you're scrolling on TikTok or just like watching videos the entire time, you will not run out of data. We were all completely fine. So yeah, I would definitely do this. Next is how much cash to bring. Definitely pull cash out of your bank before you leave so you can avoid the high ATM fees. My sister and I each brought around 500 euros and that lasted us 3 weeks easily, so that was perfectly fine. And then we just used our card everywhere else. Almost every single place in Europe takes card. It's just tap to pay, so make sure that you have a low international fee and that you call your bank before you leave. That way you don't get flagged for fraud. Next is public transportation. We use this every place we went. Definitely make sure you have the Trainline app. That way you can just put your starting and finishing place in there and it'll show you exactly what train to take, how much your ticket is, what platform to go to, and how many stops are in between. This is what the app looks like. It was so helpful and I can't rave about it enough. Next is Apple Maps. If you're nervous about using public transportation, this makes it so easy. It'll literally tell you what stop to go to, board this bus, and like what times it's scheduled at, and again, how many stops are in between. And if you're using public transportation and you're in a city for a little bit, just buy like the 48-hour Metro card and you will save so much money. Don't Uber, just use this. Next is to avoid getting pickpocketed. Definitely get a money belt and bag locks. I don't know if most people do this, but we put our passport and like most of our cash in here and just wore it under our clothes every single day. We were all so paranoid about getting pickpocketed, so we just felt safe having this. And then on our backpacks and our purses, we all just had bag locks because people will actually like reach their hand in your bag and try to grab stuff. So this helped us feel safe because we were taking like the metro and everything and walking around. Next is make reservations if there is a certain restaurant you want to go to, because if you don't, there's probably going to be a line. And you probably won't be able to get in because those lines are really long, so make sure you do that ahead of time. If that is the case though, where you can't make it, sometimes local restaurants are better. We found some super like hole-in-the-wall places that we absolutely loved. Next is bring a portable charger, because if you're walking around the city all day, you're probably not going to be going back to your Airbnb or hotel. Having a portable charger saved us so many times so our phones wouldn't die. Next is water. If you are in the right city, you can drink water right off the streets. Definitely make sure you ask before doing this, but we were able to do this in Switzerland. You can just fill up your water bottle and it will save you so much money. Last is coins. You're gonna need them. If you have to go to the bathroom, you can't get in without coins, so definitely make sure you have extra change.
If you're an American and you are strongly considering getting out of the US right now, hi, I'm Lauren, and I'm one step ahead of you. I've been living in Amsterdam for the past 2 years, and I think my experiences may be able to help a few people out. So let me start by saying that in the Netherlands is legal up until 24 weeks. It's also still affordable, even without insurance. This is a really liberal country and also the first in the world to introduce same-sex marriage. Taxes are insanely high, and it's not the most diverse place I've ever lived, but at least it's not sliding completely and utterly backwards. So if you're self-employed or have a very entrepreneurial spirit, you can actually move here quite easily under something called the DAFT, or the Dutch-American Friendship Treaty. I registered a marketing business here and was given 2 years of residency, which is renewable for another 5. After living here for 5 years, you can apply for citizenship. There's a lot to this visa, so I created a playlist. It's called the DAFT.
What are the safest countries for expats? In a survey by Internations, the world's largest network for people who work and live abroad, the company asked over 14,000 expats from 174 nationalities living in over 190 countries to rate different aspects of life abroad. One of these aspects was personal safety and security. Can you guess which country ranked number 1? Watch to the end to find out. In 11th place was Oman. Number 10 was Taiwan. Number 9 was Finland. Number 8 was New Zealand. Number 7 was Norway. Number 6 was Switzerland. Number 5 was Malta. Number 4, Canada. Number 3, Japan. Number 2, Singapore. And in number 1 came Luxembourg. Have you lived in any of these places? What are your thoughts? Comment below.
Here are some major differences of my life living in the US versus living in Greece. The air quality is so much better. It's like noticeably better. And so are my allergies around this time of year. I'm not sure if it's because of the fruit trees, but I'm thinking maybe that's why. The food spoils way faster, so we pretty much shop weekly, and I think that really helps with like the society overall not consuming as much. You just buy what you're gonna eat. There's no couponing culture, no stocking up culture, none of that. I actually have some form of like work-life balance because I'm a content creator and my audience is primarily people in the US. It's just a little bit easier to make content all day and then have time to edit it at night while you guys are just waking up for the day. All the fruits have seeds or vines or stems. And I just like the quality of food here overall much better than the US. And I'm overall just way less stressed and I feel way healthier.
So here are a few reasons on why you should consider leaving America and moving to Bali. First up, we have the cost of rent, which is super obvious. For just $300 a month, you can get a nice guest house with a pool, comes all utilities included, has Wi-Fi, and it even comes with housekeeping and laundry services 2 times a week, so there's really nothing you have to worry about. I eat amazing food every single day and rarely ever spend more than $5 to $10. You can get world-class tattoos like this in under 48 hours for less than $1,000, which is unheard of in America. And one thing that really blew my mind is that if you ever get sick, you can get top-tier medical care delivered directly to you. And whether you have insurance or not, I was able to get a consultation, an IV, and prescription meds for $65 total. And once you're feeling better, you can get a nice spa treatment like a massage or a facial that are literally starting out at around $20. And a lot of y'all will be happy to know that the dentist is also extremely cheap, so you can go ahead and book that Invisalign or teeth cleaning that you've been avoiding. Not to mention that Bali is one of the most culturally diverse places in the world, and there's just so much to do here, and the people are great. But yeah, this is literally just a very, very short list of all the reasons that you should come to Bali.
Are you moving to Spain? Well, guess what? I want to help you, so let me give you some tips. First things first is you want to decide where you're actually going to be moving because this will make everything so much easier. Once you know where you'll be moving to, you can start your apartment search, which is the most exciting thing. And of course, here are 3 of the best websites to find an apartment in Spain. The first one is Fotocasa, the second one is Idealista, and the third one is Spada Home. So the next thing that you want to think about when you're moving to Spain is what time of the year you're going to be moving. So what I mean by this is every August to October, you see a huge flock of people coming into certain Spanish cities. You also want to think about if you're going to be renting a room or if you're going to be renting an apartment. This will change the situation for you a lot because there's certain time periods where it is very competitive to get a room compared to if you are going to be renting a whole apartment, which isn't as competitive because not everyone can fully afford that. And the next thing that you want to think about is your paperwork. So this is basically which visa you're going to go on and what type of paperwork you need to organize. That's it for part 1. Follow for more travel tips.